So this journey of mine, which began long back in 1979 with Bhagwan, when I was a strapping young boy of 17 or 18 years of age, and I remember very categorically, one fine morning my dad and mom they called me after dinner for a meeting, and I was surprised, both of them sitting on a sofa set, and I was asked to sit on a chair as if I was going to give an interview. And my dad said, "Son, we have decided something for you." So I said, "Dad, what is it?" "We have decided that soon after you finish your higher secondary, you are going to go to Baba's college." So I said, "What is this Baba's college?" I was then studying in class 11. He said, "What is this Baba's college?" "Oh, haven't you heard? There is a college in Bangalore where the students, they live with Swami, and you know what? They sing excellent bhajans, they wear white and white, and you know, they don't watch movies, they don't go around zooming on a motorcycle, they look like angels, and you know, you must go there and seek admission." So my first reaction was, "Sorry Dad, you're looking at the wrong person. I am just not interested in going to any Baba's college. And tell me, when you are 17, 16, who wants to be good? Who wants to go down, sit down and do bhajans, meditations? I mean, this is the age one wants to sit on a motorbike and show off, maybe do a few stunts, go for movies, go for rock shows. I mean, everything which was represented by jeans, jazz and junk, that was my philosophy of life then. And I thought, who wants to go to Swami's college? It took them 1 year of brainwashing me and trying to cajole me into agreeing that why I should go down to Swami's college. So more to make them happy rather than going with my own sense of saying that I would like to go and seek admission in Swami's college. I said, okay, let me oblige my parents. I'm such a talented person. I'll go and I can get admission and I can walk in wherever I go. My aim in life used to be just get first division in whatever you do. You must always be above 60%. So nobody should say that you are a duffer. And I can share a secret with you. When I would write an examination, if I have attempted for 75% and I calculate that I'm going to get 65, I would leave the other paper. Okay, I'm going to get first division. Now why go and sit down for 1 hour more and write it? That was the kind of an attitude I was there. And my brother, my poor brother as I call him, he's a Sida Sada fellow. He used to struggle so hard, he used to work so hard, but in spite of all that struggle and hard work, he used to barely manage to pass. And the day he would get 50%, we would have a party at home that my brother has got second division because he was a branded duffer in my eyes. So when both of us were asked to go and seek admission in Swami's college at Bangalore, and as luck would have it, he had completed his 10+2, wherein I was coming from Madhya Pradesh, which had 10+1+3. That time 10+2 system was not introduced in Madhya Pradesh. So I went there. The first occasion I got a chance to enter Vrindavan, and what do I see? I find boys in white and white, looking excellent, simple, but they had a tej on their face. Some of them had applied vibhuti, and they were speaking excellent English. They were so humble. And I asked one of them, "Excuse me, can you please tell me where the principal's room is?" So he asked me very confidently and very lovingly, "Sir, have you come for admission?" He looked at me, my long hair, my t-shirt, my jeans, and those were the horrendous days of those bell-bottoms. The jeans were also in the bell-bottom style. So we were all, decked up in the early 70s heroes with that kind of hair. You can imagine what a joker it looks like. So we were standing there with the hands in our pocket and giving a style. And then this guy very humbly asks us, "Sir, can I lead you to the principal's room?" I was very impressed. I said, if someone had asked me, I would have said, "Hey, go straight man, turn left and you'll reach there." But here was this guy who offered to take us straight to the principal's room, and there he announced, "So Mr. Sachdeva from Indore has come and 2 of his sons are there, and I believe you have given them time and appointment for seeking admission." And Professor Narendra was very kind to bring us in. And the first thing he told me, which made my heart go so happy, he said, "I'm sorry, your elder son is not eligible because he has done 10+1 and he will have to do his 12th class. So we cannot have that interchange in the boards. However, your son has passed his 10th in the CBSE system, so we can grant him admission in the 11th class." So the smarter one, the better one, who always thought he had a right to get into everywhere, was punctured first at the very first stage by Bhagwan. And my younger brother, who was always the simpler one, the sober one, he got in first. So how did he get in? My mother used to write letters to Bhagwan, 1 letter every day before that admission came for 1 year. This I was told later. Then one fine day, before we were to leave for Bangalore, my mother said, "Write a letter at least to Bhagwan. plead that you must get admission. So more to make my mother happy, I wrote a letter to Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Post Office Prasanthi Nilayam, District Anantapur, AP 515134, and I posted that letter. And it would have reached Bhagwan as all other letters do. And what did my younger brother do? He wrote a letter, and in the mandir where Swami's chair was there, he went and put that letter there. So whose prayer do you think reached faster? Obviously it was my brother, who had that faith, who had that trust. And I was more of a worldly type who never understood Swami. So my letter must have taken 5, 6, 7 days to reach Bhagwan, whereas his letter reached instantly. Swami gave him an instant admission and I was rejected. My father was very dejected, but I was very happy because I had told my friends that I'm going to last in that place not beyond a month or 2 months because that place is not meant for me. So I was putting on a long face, but inside my heart I was very happy. And with that heavy heart, my father went and sought an audience with Professor Kasturi, Professor N. Kasturi, who's the biographer of Bhagwan, and who was then staying in Bangalore in a place called Adugodi. So we reached his house and we met Professor Kasturi, and Professor Kasturi had to say that why don't you take admission if you are given a class lower? So I told Professor Kasturi they are willing to give me admission, but they say that you have to again seek admission in class 11th, sit with your brother, and that way I will lose 2 years in my life. So Professor Kasturi smiled at me and he said, son, in this age, if Bhagwan was to offer me to give me a chance to come and study in class 11, I would still jump at it and take this chance. Why don't you take this chance? 2 more years to live with Bhagwan. And my instant reaction was that something was wrong with the upper story of this gentleman. I really thought that way because I was myself foolish. It took me 30 years to realize, 3 decades to realize those golden words of Professor Kasturi. A few years ago, if Bhagwan had given me that option again, that I'm going to give you an admission in class 11, I would have left this home and hurt the family and everything and probably sought admission again in the class 11. Because then I understood his worth. Then I understood what Bhagwan stood for. Then I understood what a golden chance and opportunity you have at hand. But at that time, I laughed at him. Then I said, sir, if I take 2 years, admission, that means 2 more years behind in my career, 2 more years behind in my employment, 2 more years behind in everything in life. And what was poking me was, how can I stay with my stupid brother and study in the same class, whereas I am the smarter one? That was the kind of reaction I had in my heart, in my ego, which was there. So then he gave an option. Well, Swami is opening another college in Prasanthi Nilayam this year. It is going to be the first year in Puttaparthi. And that is going to be a different board. It is going to be Venkateshwara University and not Bangalore University. So why don't you try your luck there? So I went with my dad with a very heavy heart that my God, Bhagwan has caught me. He doesn't want to let go of me. And that was the time I had an opportunity to have closer darshans of Bhagwan. And before long, I don't know what magic Swami did onto me. I wanted Bhagwan to talk to me just as he was talking to all those students who were sitting in the veranda from Vrindavan. I wanted Bhagwan to recognize me. I wanted Bhagwan to bless me. I wanted to be his student because of the fact that Swami was talking to all the students so lovingly and he was treating them like his own family members. I started praying for the first time in my life that Bhagwan, I want admission in your college. My parents left me because of my affiliation issue. It took me almost 1 month, after which great difficulty Bhagwan gave me admission. And when I got the admission, that was the happiest day of my life. I saw, we used to sit just as you saw in darshans, in the portico. We used to sit down and Swami would come and welcome all the new children. And since ours was the first batch and the only ones to seek admissions, along with us were the 11th class students who were known as PUC1. That was junior college then, it was not 11th class. They got admission there. So they were there 2 days before us, and those 2 days, that veranda was only full of laughter with Bhagwan. And Swami was making fun, cracking jokes, pulling legs, and students were having a gala time. And I was wanting more and more that how early would my admission take place. And then the day came, and I found myself sitting in the beautiful portico of Prasanthi Nilayam.